Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review only for the Ready to Love Season 6, Episode 3 and 4. And this is just a picture of the cast. So starting out where we left off, for Episode 3, one of the ladies, her name is Looney, she is back. And she was previously out for COVID. And she went on a one-on-one date with LJ. And her LJ had a good conversation, and LJ actually feels good about the connection that they've made. And then they end up cutting to a scene where there's a group date. This is a trapeze activity. And the people that attended the group date were Mike, Justice, April, Kayla, and Swayze. Kayla and Mike were talking on the side, and then April came and sat on Mike's side really close. Like, she pretty much sat in his lap. And April is the girl that's on this picture that has on the green top and a white skirt. And April believed that Mike said things that led her to believe that he wasn't interested in her. And I honestly think she needs to believe that. But April and Mike kind of began to have a tense conversation about whether or not Mike is interested in getting to know her or not. And Mike pretty much just shut down and tried to get out of talking to her. Looney and Justice, they talked on the side about getting to know each other better because she had been missing because of her illness. And then we're still at the trapeze activity, and Kayla and Swayze, they talked on the side about spending more time together. And Swayze said that he really feels like he needs to improve on saving more money because Kayla asked, like, what's something that he can improve on in his life. And then Mike and Sharice, they talked more on the side, and Mike felt that she was very stiff and needed to loosen up more. Sharice said that his divorce and kids were baggage, and Sharice doesn't have kids, so Mike called that a red flag for her. And Mike pretty much questioned why she doesn't have kids at the age of 43, and he really took it very offensive that she called his kids baggage and things of that nature, which I could understand that. Sharice is the lady in the picture at the top of the steps near Tommy, and she has on a pink bathing suit with a green cover up. So then we cut to another scene, and it's a one-on-one date with Randall and Trinika. And they had a really good conversation. I just really feel that Trinika was more physically like leaning into Randall, and Randall kind of just sat there. He didn't really reciprocate the same energy. But Trinika said she was looking for someone that was spiritually, emotionally, and physically connected with her, and she's looking for a good partnership. And then we had another group archery date, and that was Mike, Swayze, Brandy, and Kadian. So during the archery date, Kadian told Mike that she was reluctant to get to know him better because she felt like he was very reserved and an introvert. And then Mike called Kadian uptight, and she questioned, why would he say that she's uptight? She's actually a free spirit. So Mike said that Kadian was very aggressive in her approach to how she speaks to the men and asks them questions. And Mike said that she was being very judgmental, and he said the reason he isn't saying anything is because he doesn't want to hear what she has to say. So Mike is very standoffish with her. He doesn't like someone that challenges his way of thinking, is how I look at that. But Mike and Kadian, they aren't a match. And then in the men lounge, they discuss who's going home this week. And this week it is going to be Kadian in the bottom, as well as April ended up meeting with LJ, and it pretty much was the end of her journey. She said that she felt like the experience has been interesting, and she was able to see different personalities and try to make an adjustment and date as much as she could. And Kadian was told by Swayze that a lot of the guys feel like they're being interrogated by her questions, and that he just wants her to be more open, and the guys are going to give her another chance to continue the journey. So now we're starting into episode 4, in which they start out with the women meeting Tommy at the ladies' lounge, and they just pretty much talk about who they're going to date for this week and that they have the power to send a man home. So the one-on-one date, there was one with Randall and Kayla said she wants a really well-rounded lifestyle. Randall was very family-oriented, and he said he's ready for a family. And they had a lot of things in common, so their date went really, really well. Justice and Jamala, they had a date. Justice is the guy that's in the middle of this image, and he has a beard and he's kind of looking upward. Justice says that he thinks Jamala is very beautiful and voluptuous, but Justice doesn't really believe in doing romantic things for women, and he isn't going to spend a lot of money to let someone know that he likes them. And Jamala completely disagrees. She feels like that he's taking the wrong approach, and she says she wants someone that's going to be just as forthcoming, showing that they're interested in her as she's interested in them. So Justice, he about to be at the bottom because he's not communicating with the woman. He's not talking to them on the phone. He's not going on dates with them. He's not really showing any interest. Like, he feels like the woman should come to him. And they have an all-white party at the end. And Tommy and Jacqueline, which is Tommy's wife, they come to the party. And during the party, Brandy gives Mike a little lap dance. And then Charisse and Zoe are talking about, getting to know each other better. And Zoe was speaking on, he was pretty much with someone for 7 years, long term. And he gave her an engagement ring, but he really wasn't ready for the marriage. And the next morning, he asked for the engagement ring back. And Zoe said that ultimately he does want to be married in the future, but Charisse it made her feel very hesitant, and she said that was a red flag. She doesn't want someone to kind of lead her on, and they really don't know what they want from her. And I understand that. That's understandable. I mean, it was 7 years. He didn't want to marry her. He gave her the engagement ring and really didn't even still want to marry her. So, and towards the end of the white party, Tommy's wife is going around and she ends up talking to Charisse and Zoe, and she asks, how can someone handle adversity in their marriage? So Tommy's wife said that she feels, you really have to fuss it out and communicate, and one of them can't run away because then nothing's going to get resolved. And they said there's no divorce, so we have to talk it out and work it out together with God in the center. And I feel like that was really good advice, communication, and just knowing that, if you're willing to work on it together, then it will hopefully be a successful marriage. Shakira said she was told that she was nothing for a long time. So after her divorce from her ex, she was happy that her being a single mother didn't have like a hindrance on her in this dating process. I feel like she's thinking too much into it. I feel like a lot of the guys are accepting of her child, and maybe she wasn't expecting everyone to be so open and accepting of her child and her past. But I think, she needs to stop focusing on that and try to focus more on getting to know the guys better. But I understand why she's still like questioning it and trying to be very cautious. So the men that they are not connecting with are Mike, and Charisse says that she does not like him at all. Zoe, they said that a lot of what he says seems very forced and rehearsed, and it's really not intentional as far as the conversation. Swayze, they weren't feeling him. LJ, Brandy and Shakira both said that he seems more like a friend than anything, and he's very charismatic and flirtatious with a lot of different women, so they don't take him too serious. Justice, he says that he doesn't want to talk on the phone, and they don't feel like they can trust what he says. So Jamala said that Justice left early, and Tommy is very surprised by that because he didn't come tell Tommy, okay, I'm going to leave, or just be respectful about it. So Tommy was upset about that. So the 3 men at the bottom this week are Zoe, LJ, and Justice. So it cut off for episode 4, so we don't know who went home yet. And we are going to go into episode 5 for the next review, and then we'll talk about who went home. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Take care.